Hey, this is John Brock with Brockworks, back with another video about how we use SketchUp to bring products to life in our custom homes that we build and design. We did not design this particular house. It was a great architect out of Minneapolis that specified these Bellow French Quarter light fixtures on this house that we just got under roof. And now we could scour the 3D warehouse looking for similar light fixtures, and we often use that as a method. But you can pretty quickly bring these things to life, and they look really cool and real and make emissive light in our renderings and so forth. So I'll show you what this is going to look like. This is the, let's show you the model. Excuse me, this is the light fixture. We'll show you that first. This is the light fixture that was specified, page 42 of this 50-some page drawing set. And we just want to bring in this one portion of this one light fixture. This is an EF2 light fixture. There's 13 of them total on this job. And so we'll show you the tools that we use. We're going to use PDF Importer to bring in just this one portion of the drawing and then bring it to life in SketchUp. So we'll pop over into SketchUp, and this is the actual model. This is the house. Very, very detailed. This is one of those fixtures. It's got a nice 7-inch backing plate, chamfered backing plate on there, 7x7. Got a different variation of it here. There's some around back. We can pop through the house. Very detailed, very cool set of plans. And we'll come out by the pool. There's some more light fixtures that are down here lighting your path as you're coming up from the pool. So we'll jump in and show you how that works. So this is what that light fixture looks like. Let me get rid of that. So this is what we're going to actually build. Okay. So the first step we're going to go through is we're going to use PDF Importer, which is one of our plugins. So a little plug, but we'll import, and PDF Vector Graphics is the file type. I'm going to choose the file. And when you do this, you'll get a preview window of the PDF. A lot of pages in this one, so it takes a little bit of time to bring in. I'm just going to advance all the way up to sheet number 42, because that's where that was, and then that's the portion that I want from that PDF. So we've got these blue grips that we can just drag around to crop just to get only what we want. You can imagine the clutter if you brought in this entire page. And we'll click Import PDF. And it can take a few seconds to bring it in depending on your file size. So when it comes in as a group. You can see it's rather large here. And so what we're going to do is scale this. So it comes in as a group. We're going to double click on it and pick this known dimension. Let's just go here and say from here, use a tape measure tool, click the first part. I'm going to hit the control to cut off that plus because I don't need to leave a guideline. Click on the next point and then type in 11.25 and enter. Do I want to resize the group? Yes. All right, so now you can see it's much smaller than it was before, and it's actually off to the side here. I'm going to move it, get it closer to our origin over here. All right, so now we see what we're looking at. I'm going to use the move tool and just kind of prop this guy up, get it over into the blue, there. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees this way in the green. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move it from its midpoint of the base right to the origin, so I have a place to work to. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is actually import the image that I got off of their website. So we're going to do a PNG file from my downloads, and it was this Bavolo. I'm going to do it as an image and just kind of bring it in and approximate it, bring it in, move it here to get it to spin it around up into the proper axis, and we'll rotate it again here, get it in the green, get it up here kind of where it's going, move it off the side a little bit, and we'll scale it down to be a little bit more of what it looks like. So now you have something that you can refer to. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to model this portion of the light fixture, this sort of trapezoidal shape here. I'm going to start out in the midpoint, and I'm going to go up to the top of it, and I'm just tracing half of it. I'll show you why in just a second. All right, that gives me a face like that. And then the base of this is about 6 inches. So I'm going to come out 3 in the red, 6 in the green, 6 in the red, until I can come back in the green and close that. Now I've got a face that represents the bottom or the base of the light fixture. So I've selected that face. I'm going to use Tools, Follow Me, and I'm going to double click, and you can see I instantly get that face, or get that bottom shape. I'm going to close that, right click and reverse that, because I want all the outside, the white faces to show. It left me with this little, since it wasn't exactly 6, I'm going to select that little box that it left me there and get rid of that. All right, one thing I like to do is I'm going to come over here to my tags, and I'm going to add a tag, call it 2D, and I like to put these things on that tag so I can cut it off and on every now and then, right? So I'm going to come in and I want to identify the midpoint of this top, okay? And I'm going to start drawing a line from the right at that midpoint, but I'm going to cut my 2D back on. It's just a minor difference, but I like to be accurate. So I'm going to the top, and I'm going to draw an arc from here to here, then a line from here to here to here, and then I'm going to close that. So it's just slightly off. Now I'm going to draw a circle at the base of this in the blue there, and I'm going to come out to the edge. I'm going to select this circle, and then I'm going to use the Follow Me tool, double click, and you see I got that looking right. Okay, it's got these little holes in it. I'm not going to put the holes in it, so you get the idea. So that's looking pretty clean, right? All right, so Control G gets rid of my guides, and next thing I've got these metal side pieces that are about a 1/2 inch. We can verify that. So we've got the metal pieces around the perimeter, and there's a door on the front of this thing. Okay, so I'm going to come in and use F for offset, and I'm going to click, excuse me, undo that, click once, go in, type in 0.5 and enter. All right, and then I can just double click on these remaining faces to get that 1/2 inch, because it remembers the last one you did. All right, so there's that. Cool. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is, or the next thing I'm going to do is actually put the glass texture. I'm sampling the glass that I already had in here. So I'm putting, whoops, we lost the face there. So this, offset 0.5, get that glass, that glass, that glass, and that glass. All right, now it's starting to look like a fixture. I'm going to sample this copper texture here and paint the other faces accordingly. Get the bottom. So it's really looking good. One thing I don't like to see is I don't like those back faces back inside there, especially when you get into rendering. I'm going to use Fredo's 6 joint push pull. I'm going to use his tool here, and I'm going to use this one here that gets us, I'm going to do a 1/16 of an inch offset to give it some thickness. But the first thing I'm going to do is actually select the faces that I want to do that. And you can't push pull multiple faces in SketchUp, but you can using this extension. So I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to hold down Control and select all these other faces, including the bottom face. Actually, that didn't get copper. Let's select that one. Holding down Control, selecting each of these faces. Get that one. That one. Let's get the top. And that one. Going around double checking and make sure I got them. And then I can use this joint push pull, and I can just double click on it, one of those faces, and everything gets pulled out 1/16 of an inch. So you see you got that nice thickness to it. A little funkiness happened right here. Let's see if we can just heal that. There we go. Sometimes it's not perfect. All right, so we've got that looking good, the basis of this. I'm going to go ahead and get that door installed on the front of this, right? So I'm going to take this glass face that's here, and I'm going to use the offset tool and come out 1/16 of an inch. Okay, that's enough room to get that glass to work out there, or the door to work. come another 1/2 inch. I'm going to come and get rid of this face right there, because that's going to be just air, right? So this face I'm going to sample with that copper. Now I'm going to use push-pull to pull that out that 1/16 of an inch, since it's just the one face. Okay, now we have the door. I'm not going to go through and put hinges and all that kind of stuff on it, believe it or not. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and group this whole thing here by hitting G. That's group on my shortcut, because I don't like sticky geometry. You can start making mistakes if you're not careful. All right, so the next thing I'm seeing here is there's like a horizontal flat metal strip going around this perimeter. So I'm going to draw a rectangle from the face of here, from the corner of there to the corner of there. But I'm going inside. I'm going to use F for offset, clicking one time, and I'm going to come to the outside, 0.5, and enter. I'm going to go back inside here and get rid of this face that I didn't need. I'm going to pull this up 1/16, 1/16, triple click on it, texture it, G to group it. So now I'm getting all these pieces coming together. The next thing I see is like a 3/4 inch or so. Let me check the dimension of that. It looks like a flat black metal, kind of a plate going around it that goes back to that backing plate. So I could use Profile Builder, which I like to use a lot, or I could come in and just continue using the native tools. So we're going to do that. We're going to come down in the blue 0.75 and over in the green 1/8, back up, kind of infer that spot. Now we got that. All right, but I'm going to get that rectangle going again from this corner over to this corner, because I want that face for the follow me tool to work. All right, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to select this face and do the tools and follow me, double click, and I got it. So now I can come in here and get rid of this face, and now I've got that black metal, or that metal piece, soon to be black. I'm going to come across here and draw a line across the front of this thing here to here, because this is where I'm just going to push this up to clear that door. All right, that looks like something like they did in that fixture, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to triple click on it, hit my paint bucket, and I'm going to paint it black. G to group it. So that's looking pretty good. All right, we've got a 5x5 mounting bracket. So I'm just going to simply draw a rectangle that's 5,5. I'm going to pull that up about 3/8 of an inch. If it's even that thick, maybe it's down 1/8, maybe it's a 1/4 inch plate metal. All right, I want the midpoint of this, because I'm going to do the offset here for a 3/4 inch post. So I'm going to say 3/8 of an inch. Use the offset tool to close into that guide, and that leaves me that 3/4 inch post. And that is, with my tape measure tool, about what, 2.5 inches. So I'm going to pull that up 2.5. We'll select all that, paint it black, and group it. I'm going to get rid of my guides. Control G gets rid of my guides. I'm going to move it by rotating it up 90. And then I'm going to pick the midpoint of it and move it to the back of this guy to its midpoint right there, but then I need to move it up. All right, now that's looking cool. All right, so the next thing I have to do inside there is I've got this these little lights I've put in there. So it's definitely some awkward looking geometry. I'm going to move this drawing out in the red 24 inches just to get it away from the light fixture for a second. So this has a stem at the bottom, this part in here where it bulbs out, and then these two wings or two arms that come up and hold the bulbs. So I'm going to start drawing a line right in the center of this. Actually, I'm going to do a circle that I'm going to hold down shift and infer the width of this. Okay, so that's to there. I'm going to pull that up to here. All right, next I'm going to draw a line in the middle of this up to here and just trace around the sides of this just for 1/2 of it. Good enough. Close enough here. We'll draw from here to there, a little bit further down, and we'll arc it from here to here. Do that again. We'll go from here to here, about like that. and then from here to there creates that face. I'm going to select the circle again, tools, follow me, double click, and it's starting to look like the right part there. All right, I'm going to come in and group this guy right here. All right, then I've got this little stem coming out of there that's about 3/8, so I'm going to go 3/16 to get to the center of that. And you can see I got a guide point to start working with. I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to come 3/16 off of here to be the center of that. I'm not going to worry too much about this extra build out in here. I'm going to start drawing a line right from there to here, and then on the bottom part of this I'm going to draw a line out from there to right there, and then an arc from here to here. And I'm just going to double click because it's already putting in that cyan color there to get it like it's a good tangent. All right, now I'm going to next draw a circle in the green, in that arrow key, that is 3/8 diameter, so 3/16. I'm going to select my path by selecting these edges, and then use the follow me tool, double click, and there's the stem coming up. All right, that's looking good. All right, then I've got this part of the light fixture here that I need to do. So I'm going to get this, I'm going to start at the base of this and just get, again, half of it in. I'm not worried about that extra little ring. Simplify it a little bit. Select that circle, follow me tool, double click, and there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and select all that, and I'm going to group it, and I'm going to use soften edges just to kind of make it look better. Okay, so there we go. So it's looking in good shape. Now we just have the light bulb to do. So I'm going to come in here and find the midpoint of this guy up to here, draw an arc to try to best represent this bulb. Another arc from here down to here, and then make a face by coming from here back to there. Why did that not work? So if I'm going to go from this point here, sometimes it gets a little tricky. Go to where I started. I should have had a face right there, so something is amiss. Let me hide the 2D. Let's hide. I was doing all this inside there. So let's do this. Let's take, oh, I could do that. Let's hide the 2D. See, I didn't have that arc completed or that line completed. So let's go from there to there, and then from here to here. There we go. All right, sorry about that. All right, I'm going to draw a circle, C in the blue, out to there, select that face, and tools, follow me, double click. Now I've got a bulb. I get to the top. If I cut off or cut on hidden geometry, I can just take any two of these points to heal it. All right, now I've got my bulb. Okay, cut off hidden geometry. But I'm going to take that bulb, I'm going to select that whole thing, and I'm going to come inside this old other fixture. I'm going to sample that color, which in Inkscape is an emissive color. When we go in there, the light will be on, won't have to do anything else. So I've done that, and I'm going to group it. All right, and then I'm going to make these guys here that same black color. All right, and then I'm going to take the side piece here in the bulb, and I'm going to, let me cut the 2D back on. I'm going to rotate those, Q, select right in the center, hit the control key to make a plus happen there for a modifier there. That I'm going to come around 180 degrees, and I've got those two pieces. I'm going to cut off the 2D again. I'm going to select these guys and move all of that back 24 inches. And now I've got my light fixture looking pretty good. I've got some black lines going on inside there. I got to figure out what that is. Got some odd edges. Let me see if I can get rid of those. Don't know what happened there. Again, these things happen in SketchUp every now and then. So now that I've got that, I'm going to select everything and I'm going to right click and say make that a component. I'm going to call this the EF-2 exterior lantern, and that's my component for the light fixture. Then I could, in Estimator, I could assign the dollar amount to that, dollar value to that, and then as I'm moving them around, I've got my quantities and I've got my costs. The last thing I need to do is get this block on here. We have a mounting block. I'm going to draw a rectangle on the back side of this, and it's right now 5 by 5. If I use F and go out 1 inch, that'll give me 7 inches, and I can delete these edges that were left. Now I've got this face that's 7 by 7. I'm going to pull it back 1 inch because it's a 5/4 board, 5/4 by 8 that I'm cutting that out of. Architects wants it to be chamfered, so I'm going to push this back with 1/4 of an inch chamfer. I'm going to use the offset tool on this face and come down 0.25, and then I'm just going to draw a line to connect these sort of miters, if you will, so I can get that chamfered appearance. Now I could either take this face and move it 1/4 of an inch, or I can use a joint put or use the push-pull key and the Alt to stretch it 1/4 of an inch. I'll just type in 0.25. And now I've got a nice chamfered block. I can select that, right click, make that a component, 7 by 7 chamfered backing block. All right, so then I can take this here, these two components, and group that, and then I can go put it into my model and make it come to life. Okay, so cool thing is we'll pop into, just to close the loop on this, if we go to Inkscape, we'll fire this thing up and you can see that at night, as I control the time of day, so here we go, a couple of light fixtures here, hold down U and I on the keyboard changes the time of day, and you can see how they light up. So really cool. But just anyways, thank you for watching. I wanted to show you how we bring products to life. We don't do this with every product. We try to get as close as we can to give the experience for our clients and customers the best experience they can get with a Brockworks house. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.